How's it going, everybody? So with yesterday's update, Valve has finally added in some community maps into the game. So naturally, I've stayed up all night finding all of the essential smoke lineups that you need to know for DE Thera. But before we get into all that, I want to thank today's sponsor, Skins Monkey. So, Skins Monkey is an automated CS2 trading site that provides an instant way for you to get new skins. All you have to do is select your old skins that you don't want anymore and then pick out some fresh ones to trade for. It's as easy as that. And right now you could get a free $5 if you use code CSTactics on the site. And finally, you could get up to a 35% deposit bonus when using my code. So thanks again to Skins Monkey for sponsoring this video. Links in the description. So let's go ahead and get started right out of T-spawn. If you get stuck into this corner, you're going to be able to throw every single piece of utility you're going to need for mid from this one position. If you take a look at this rock on the left-hand side, there's a dark spot in the middle of it. If you do a simple jump throw, well, that's going to go all the way up here. It's going to bounce off of this wall and completely smoke off the B connector. From that exact same corner, you can then do another simple jump throw from the top right of this rock, and that's going to go all the way up. It's going to bounce off of this awning and completely smoke off the A connector or Z. And again, from that same spot, if you go up from this center rock and do a simple W jump throw, that smoke is going to go all the way up here. It's going to bounce off the floor, break the glass, land on this ledge to completely smoke off mid window. The reason I like this one landing on the ledge, it goes up a bit higher so no one can boost over the top of it and see out into mid. Or if it seems like the CTs are breaking out this window, if you want the mid smoke to go even deeper, you can get stuck into this corner instead, and you can just go in between this rock and this blue pillar up to the ledge and just do a simple W jump throw. And as long as that window's broken out, it's going to end up taking a nice little bounce and it's going to land all the way up here into the center. One thing to keep in mind, the CTs win the race to this position by a lot. They have plenty of time to get set up. So definitely do not try to peek this window without a smoke. There's always going to be a CT beating you to that position. Now moving back over towards that A connector or Z smoke, even though it's still a very good smoke, if you're not super precise with the lineup, sometimes it won't expand all the way up to cover this ledge right here. As you can see, someone could jump on top of this box and boom, they have a nice little peek onto mid. So if you want to make sure you're 100% consistent with that and completely taking care of that angle, if you go into this corner, the same one we threw that better version of the mid smoke from, well, you're just going to go find this line. You're going to crouch down, aim at the very top of it. You're then going to stand up and do a W jump throw. And this smoke should go up here and it's going to end up taking care of that boost position. As we can see, it's going to spill straight down. It's going to completely smoke it off. It's one of those giant smokes and they're going to have a hard time just even jumping up onto this ledge, much less actually finding the front of it. They could still probably walk out to maybe this part of the ledge. But again, that is a way more exposed position than being able to use that wall there as cover. Now moving on towards B, the most common way you're going to be taking this bomb site is by going towards the lower side here. So the most common angles you're going to have to deal with are likely players over here towards the ramp, or if they're up in this position, right, they can kind of cut you off. So I like a nice smoke that lands right here. So the easiest way that I found to do that is if you go right here into this corner, you can go to the very bottom of this Y here in victory and do a left and right click throw. That smoke's going to go up here. It's going to take a couple of bounces and it's going to land in the dead center of this ramp, completely smoking it off to where from your perspective down here, it's not bleeding out at all. So you can just push on through. It's a really good smoke to use if you're worried about any sort of crossfires from up in this region. Now, as far as the rest of the site is concerned, this smoke is pretty much going to be the only one you're going to want to throw. Molotovs are going to be how to deal with these positions. Now, I'm not going to showcase all of the mollies here. This is one of my favorite ones that I've found so far, but this is going to be part of another video. So if you're interested in learning how to throw a bunch of nifty utility like this, well, definitely stay tuned to the channel. So another common way to take the B-bomb site is splitting in through mid. So smoking off this staircase is going to be very important. Now, of course, they could still peek from the right side of the windmill, but if they're trying to hold mid, they're going to be very exposed to anyone pushing late from cat. So they're going to be more uncomfortable than just holding an angle, say like this. So this is a good staircase to smoke off. Now, the easiest way I found to do that is from the same corner we threw that ramp smoke from. You're just going to do a simple jump throw in the middle of the lips on this mural, and that should bank off of this windmill and completely smoke off stairs. As you can see right here, when they're back here, there's not really much they're going to be able to do or see as you're pushing in mid onto B. Or to throw that exact same smoke from top mid, you can get stuck behind this pillar and just do a simple jump throw at the far left square on the top of this roof. That's going to go all the way up, and it should do the exact same thing. As you can see here, it's an even higher smoke to where there's no chance for anyone boosting over it and seeing down into here as you're crossing. So now let's go ahead and talk about the A-bomb site. So in my opinion, the most common way to take this site is probably going to be by going down through the cellar and then splitting out either through Underpass or up this staircase and towards these arches. So when making your way out here, the two most important areas to have smoked off is going to have to be this piano room as well as CT. So believe it or not, you could throw everything you could possibly need from this corner right here for the A bomb site. I'll just go ahead and run through these real quick for you guys, just to show you how quick these are. If you can get a teammate to drop you all of these smokes, well, just like that, you're going to be able to smoke off piano, this little cross here to Z, as well as CT, so that your teammates can push out of arches without having to worry about too many angles all at once. It's super easy to throw, so let's go ahead and break all these down. For the piano smoke, you're gonna get stuck into this corner, you're gonna crouch, and then on the right side of this little vent or speaker, you're gonna do a crouching jump throw. And just like that, that smoke's gonna go all the way down here. It should bank off the side and completely smoke off the piano room. Then, from that exact same position, you can go up to the top of this pillar and just do a simple jump throw, and that should go all the way up, and it's going to end up banking off this back wall and smoking off CT. And finally, from that exact same position, if you go to where this roof intersects with this pillar, a simple jump throw, and you've smoked off the left side here, behind doors, and into Z, and you're going to have a nice little smoke wall to push onto site with. Now, there is one issue with this CT smoke, and that's the fact that the CTs could run through here and jump on this box and actually see in front of it. Now, sometimes that'll fill in to really mess with their vision, but it's still very unfortunate that they can even get up on top of this and watch these angles. So what I recommend throwing instead is you're going to go all the way back here towards this little telephone pole. So it's not too far from the initial lineup spot. Right, you can go right into this position, and you're going to see a small little pixel of a bell sticking out. So you're just going to aim out at that, go out a little bit to the left, and in my opinion, for the best way of this to land, there's a bit of a shiny part right here. You're going to go out to the left and a little bit lower. This is extremely forgiving. You can be pretty far out. I'm just going to show you. I can move, you know, as you can see, this is going to land right here. I could go a little bit further out. It's still going to land up there, right? So I recommend going about here, doing a simple jump throw. And what this thing is going to end up doing is it's going to land on top of this pavilion, or this arch, and it's going to spill straight down, completely covering this boost, as well as the entirety of CT. If you're planning on pushing through doors towards a site, you're definitely going to want to smoke off Z. The easiest way that I've found to do that is as you're just running up, you're going to get stuck alongside this position and just do a simple left click throw at the point of this leaf right here. Super forgiving. This is not a difficult smoke at all. Very easy left click throw, and it's going to completely smoke off that position so you can peek out, not have to worry about anyone shooting you from right there, and focus more on the A bomb site. So one thing to keep in mind as a CT, if you're ever going for this play where you're going to jump up on this trash can and maybe peek mid, well, unfortunately, the T's will get to this position before you cross the doors. So a good way to deal with that is to smoke this off. Now, of course, just on your way running, you could just smoke it yourself, but that's going to make you slow down and wait for it. So what I like to do is have a teammate throw a smoke for me by just going back here into this bench and doing a jump throw at the top left of this window. And every single time that should go all the way up here. It's going to bank down, land inside the doors, and you're going to be able to cross without getting spotted, so they have no idea whether you've made it into this position or not. So it's always going to keep the T's guessing. And yes, of course, off-spawn lineups are possible as well, but let's wait till this actually enters the active duty pool before we start learning anything as crazy as that. So yeah, guys, hopefully all of this utility helps you out in your next Thera match. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like or maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.